Hey guys, Brutal here. It's a bit late on Sunday night, but you know what? I gotta do my video, and initially I wasn't really sure about what to talk about. I was gonna do backseat raid leading, then maybe a life of a guild leader, and then I remembered that EverQuest turned 15 today. My goodness. My friends, let me tell you, if you have never played EverQuest, really if you didn't play it back in the day, before there was WoW and a ton of other MMOs in the market, you missed one heck of a ride. And I'm going to take you on a very brief history of what EverQuest means to me, how it affected my life, and really just a fun time reminiscing on a great game and a lot of great memories. So EverQuest came out in March of 1999, and that seems like a lifetime ago. Well, come to think of it, it's half a lifetime ago for me. I'm only 28 and the game came out 15 years ago. So that's even a little more than half of my life. But the point is, it has been out for an incredibly long time. And if you weren't able to play it, or if you didn't know of its existence back in the 1999 era, or 2000, 2001 era, then you have no idea the type of game that you missed out on. EverQuest, before it became antiquated, for the lack of a better term, because it's had like 18 expansions at this point. But before it got there, and it was still in its infancy, with the original game, and then Ruins of Kunark, the first expansion, Scars of Elias, the second expansion, that game was where it was at. You want to talk about a game that was challenging, frustrating, exciting, exhilarating, unusual. It held so many titles. The first big 3D rendered MMO. The first game that let you play as a variety of characters in an online setting on your PC. I mean, sure, there were other games like it. Ultima Online was out at that time. I think Dark Age of Camelot came out around that time. There were other MMOs, and I'm not saying EverQuest was the first at everything, and I may be wrong. Maybe it wasn't even the first 3D rendered MMO. I don't really know, but the point is, it was there, it was ready to go, and people grabbed on, and it was fun. I remember one night raiding in this zone called Plane of Growth. Myself and a real-life friend of mine named Todd, we were doing our thing. I was playing a bard, he was playing a shaman, completely different than the shaman you know in World of Warcraft. And my dad, not knowing what EverQuest was or how much it meant to me at that time, demanded that I get off the family computer and go to bed because it was like 9 or 10 o'clock at night. I don't know. Actually, that seems kind of early. It's probably closer to 11. So he made me get off the computer, sent me to my room to go to bed, and I snuck out around 11:30, and I walked about 2 miles in the middle of the night, right around midnight, to my friend Todd's house, who lived a couple miles away, like I just said, knocked on his glass sliding door, freaked him out. He had no idea I was coming over. This is before cell phones, mind you. There was none of this business. We didn't have access to smartphones or cell phones, couldn't call anybody. The only phone number I had was his house phone. I wasn't gonna call at midnight and wake up his parents. No way, no how. So what do? I walk over there, knock on the glass sliding door, I let him know, hey, my dad kicked me off, I can't raid anymore, and he's like, okay, I'll tell the raid leader, and I walked back home. That, my friends, is what I'm talking about. We are dealing with technology that we haven't thought about in forever. To Ventrilo, Mumble, TeamSpeak didn't exist back then. You typed very quickly, and EverQuest is where I learned to type as fast as I do now. I have so many memories that I could share with you guys about EverQuest and what it means to me. But one of the biggest memories and one of the most personal experiences of EverQuest is knowing that EverQuest helped me get through my father's death. It was September 14th, 2001. I was about to say 11, but September 14th, 2001. And I was playing EverQuest, and my dad had a heart attack in the garage, and it was a very somber experience, very sad time. And after the dust settled and life started getting back to normal, if you can even call it that, I really buried myself in EQ. And of course that's unhealthy in many ways. But I cannot even put into words what it meant knowing that I had a large group of friends. 80 plus people were what guilds composed of back then. Raids were huge, but I had this group of friends that welcomed me back with open arms, that supported me, that loved on me after my dad's death. And I was able to vent, and I was able to project all these frustrations and questions and the agony of losing my father into this game and killing bosses and spending time with people that I enjoyed. Again, I can't even really put into words what it meant to be able to do something like that. And I'm thankful because I didn't just play EQ for the rest of my life. I didn't sacrifice my real life for EverQuest because of my father's death. That's another story for another day. But it did help me. And MMOs and video games in general get a bad rap because people play them so often or play them so long or play them for the wrong reasons. But EverQuest allowed me to get over something that was eating me alive, my father's death. And that means and meant so much to me. But what are you gonna do? Life happens and you have to deal with it. And thankfully I had something like EverQuest to get me through that part of my life. And of course friends and family did too, but EverQuest helped. It really did. By large, however, the biggest impact that EverQuest had on my life is the fact that it got me into the landscape and the scene that I am now. If it wasn't for EverQuest, I would not be making this video or any other video. If it wasn't for EverQuest, I wouldn't be playing WoW. I wouldn't have made so many amazing friends and gone to so many amazing places to meet up with them and hang out. I wouldn't be streaming for you guys on almost a nightly basis. My life would be completely different. And heck, maybe I'd be a doctor by now, I don't know. Maybe I'd be an engineer. Maybe I would be a more successful person in the sense of having a greater job, for the lack of a better phrase. But you know what? Who cares? I'm happy with myself. I'm happy with my life. I'm happy being me and enjoying the things that I enjoy. I don't live by what ifs or if only or buts or anything of the sort. I accept who I am. I accept my life as it is. And if I don't like anything, then I work to improve it. But I cannot tell you enough that EverQuest, World of Warcraft, and a variety of other games have helped me way more than they have hindered me, at least from my perspective. That's just me. Guys, I want to know, whether you played EverQuest or played WoW or play them or whatever the case might be, how has gaming affected your life? I have so many fond memories of killing bosses and raiding zones and just hanging out with friends online, and everything that I do in World of Warcraft just stems from EverQuest. So for Sony and Verant and the companies that have made EverQuest, and for any company out there that produces games, if you ever watch this video, which is highly unlikely, from one person to another, thank you. Thank you for providing me and countless other people an opportunity to grow as human beings, to experience situations and encounters that we would never experience in real life, and for giving us a reason to play your game, to have fun, to socialize, to be good at something. It's nice being good at something, even if it is a video game. Anyway, let me know how gaming's impacted you guys. I could talk for hours about EverQuest, and maybe I'll do another video about EverQuest one day. Who knows? If you want to give EverQuest a try, it is free to play. Right now, you can actually gain a level 85 character for free just by logging on and clicking a button. It is a rather old game, and it's not as easy to handle or understand as WoW in my opinion, but it may be fun to poke your head in there for a few minutes or something, who knows. My name's Brutal. Hope you guys had a great day today. The weekend's over, work week starts tomorrow, I gotta get out of here. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you later.